Hi, my name's Haley Goodman, and I will be talking about my project-based learning assignment, and it will be about the video that is Elementary Projects from Worms to Wall Street. So the grade level hit in this video is 1st through 4th. The content areas are math and science, and there are two guiding questions that stuck out to me. What do we know about worms, and what you want to buy? There's more than one lesson in the video, and all three have different ways the students work together, but they all have something to do with either science or math. And one is they study about worms, and they end up digging for worms in their classroom in a box that the teacher provided with dirt and worms, which made them have fun with each other, get their hands dirty a little bit. And the other lesson is the students went on to do research about cystic fibrosis because one of their classmates suffers from CF, and they wanted to understand what it was and what it did. And the last lesson in the video is I don't know what subject he teaches, but he was doing a stock market lesson with his students, and they decided as a project they were going to create their own business. In the video, I saw that the teachers were all assisting their students, either physically, like digging for worms and helping them with it. The other way they help is they do discussions and provide different open ideas for the students. The students did their own research. In the video, you can see them using the computers to find topics, to find support information, and to create different diagrams for the project that they are working on. The classrooms did not need much. They used a display board on a table, and in front of it was a box with a little window, and it was full of dirt and worms that the teacher helped provide so that the students could get the experience of digging and holding the worms. The other classrooms provided paper or computers for them to contribute, either making posters or doing research for the topic that they chose. They did discussion groups, they did field trips, they decided to sell many items at lunchtime as a business, and that had them working on different math skills that involved different things. In science, they grew the plants themselves. The materials used, they used display boards to put pictures and information and different things to show what they have found. They also use computers to research the topic. They use the seeds to create the plants that they sold as a part of their business. And they also use posters to help them show their interest and to be productive and contribute to the project. They would make digital slideshows. They did concept maps for cystic fibrosis so that they could understand it more clearly. The students who created their own business, they made sales brochures to hand out so that they could show people what they were selling and what it was for. I loved the lessons taught because I could see that the students loved the lesson and the activities being taught because they got to be interactive and physically be involved with what is being taught. The students, you could see them expanding on the guided question because they would talk with each other and ask questions and go more in depth and more deeply research what they are doing as a project. This is not like a normal lesson. A normal lesson is the teacher teaches or talks about a lesson and the students do an assignment or a worksheet and then they're done. That doesn't happen in this video. The students get involved. They get to participate and be active and not just sit at their desk and write. They get to count money. They get to plant seeds. They get to watch stuff grow. They get to create posters. They get to create diagrams and help talk and provide information. The class that created their own business is what I loved. The whole class working together to decide what they're going to sell, where they're going to sell it, how much, how little, and creating sales brochures, creating posters, creating advertisement for their business. They all had to work together to create this and make it work. I did not like that some students, they need certain things to help them process information or to help them focus and understand. And I don't believe that the project or the way the teacher went about it was hitting everyone's needs. And I don't think it allowed all students to be present and active with the discussion. My guided question for my students would be, what is the difference between healthy food and unhealthy food, and why? The 3 barriers I would face would be, I wouldn't know how much time a day to give my students to work on this project. There are other subjects you have to hit in a day, but you want them to have time to understand what they're working on and what they're explaining. The other barrier would be, you want them to get the experience of working as a team, but some students work differently. But you can't have one student working alone and all the others in a group. You can't grade that fairly. So it's one or the other. The last barrier would be, I wouldn't know if I had the resources. Not all teachers have access to computers for all their students, to books for all their students, to research for on a specific topic. This will help the students learn about how food can affect their bodies and their health. This can help them work together to understand, to provide information, to sort what they know and what they need to research about this topic, and to provide different perspectives for each other, because not all students are the same. They don't view everything the same. This helps them be open to new ideas. This will help the student be open to talking and actually be open to criticism from other students or teachers. The teacher will be able to observe and assess their students by just watching how they work with each other, or how hard they're working on their project, by what they turn in, by like display boards or concept maps, or just showing how hard they will work in the future. It also shows and helps teachers and students build strong relationships, because students are going to want to come to school. They're going to want to have that relationship with their teacher, because the teacher is letting them be interactive with their peers and do projects together. These are my resources that I use to get my information from.